Hi, Leo, sun, moon, or rising. Those intuitively guided, those with the sign that may have signs in the planet of Leo, whatever brought you. I want to welcome you. I want to give a shout out to my grandson Lexington, who is right on the cusp, July 23rd. My mother, who has crossed, was August 5th. My son, who also crossed, was August 12th. Sam, that I'm with, is right on the cusp. He's a Virgo, but he's the 23rd of August, so a lot of Leo love in my life. Alright, guys, we are going to, well, first of all, this is for April 2022. The time's fluid, you know that by now. But we're going to start with Mother Mary. Let's get some words of wisdom. And then let's bring in the Tarot. I want to remind you to check out your yearly that I did and keep it in your back pocket. I feel like because it's something that you can tune into all through the year. You know, you have a certain issue come up. Look to see if, you know, if it was covered in your yearly. I do a lot of different things to try to help us on this earthly journey, including your numerology. So that's done. Remember, we're in a personal year 6. I have a couple of videos on that, what you can expect. It is the year of the lovers. So that's good. Okay, let's see what Mother Mary has. We have prayer. Instead of worrying, I pray about the situation to bring about real solutions. Instead of worrying, I pray about the situation to bring about real solutions. The power of prayer. And then we have self-respect. Self-respect. Leo doesn't really usually have a problem in that area. At least they don't show it. You have to remember, like, the sun is really what we show other people. The moon is more what we are internally. We have, so again, self-respect. I honor and love myself through my healthful actions. I honor and love myself through my healthful actions. Okay, I'm going to use the Lustrous Tarot for you. This is a newer deck, so it's a take of the original Tarot. But the images are enhanced and they're larger, so I like them because I feel like you can see them better. You all know I'm saving up for a much better camera system to bring you the quality you deserve. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, just like we did last month, we're just going to take off the top of the deck. It's very slippery. And let's begin. We open with the King of Wands. Probably you. Can be another Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. We have the Moon, card of Cancer. Also, I'm sorry, card of Pisces, but also the ruler of Cancer, your neighbor. We have the Ace of Wands. It's interesting how I feel like this king may not be so aware of this ace. This king looks like he's looking back. There's something that's unclear to him. There's some type of uncertainty. And I do feel like it has to do with his past. Now, that could just be yesterday. But then here is this Ace of Wands, which is, Leo's natural energy to take this wand. This is about, this gives you an opportunity for really anything. Well, let's see what comes after it. Look at this. We have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the Wheel. This is your destiny. Part of your destiny. I often feel when the wheel shows up, it's telling me this is something of a soul's desire, meaning that the soul, your soul, had requested a certain type of experience at a certain time in life. All right, let's go above the king. Look at this. We have the Ace of Swords. This king feels like he wants to reach out in some type of communication to someone or something of the past. We have the Ten of Swords. Okay. It's interesting because I don't know if you're the King of Wands, and the king doesn't have to be a male, it can be a female. But this king definitely feels like he's in the mode of action. He's carrying some uncertainty with him. He has got to be feeling the energy of the wheel, though, of destiny, because they're mirroring each other. And with the wheel is this Ace of Wands. So I feel like this king would like to reach out to someone, but I have a feeling in the past, maybe the king could have caused some heartache. So I feel like that's where the uncertainty is. Like, how will it be received? Will it even be received? We have the Four of Wands. Look at that. That's the marriage card. That's the commitment card. We have the Ace of Wands. What can I say? I feel like someone is like ready to make a commitment, ready to get married. Maybe I wasn't before. I kind of feel like this king, again, doesn't have to be Leo, can be anybody. Because I feel like this king is, he's about to move out. Let me bring this down, by the way. He's about to move out of his throne. He's holding the wand. Right here is the Ace of Wands. So we know, ultimately, right, praying. Well, what is he praying over? The potential of a commitment. I do feel like, I'm sorry if this is you, but I feel like, listen, maybe both. Maybe that's why we're at a 10. I feel like this may be talking about a previous relationship that had gone the whole way to the Ten of Swords, and that's just terrible communication. If there was any kind of love here, which there must have been, you know how, like, sometimes we can say the most awful things to those that we love, and why? Because we know those trigger points. We know those trigger points. Now, I'm not saying that's good. I'm just saying that just seems to be, well, it's man-made for sure. But anyways, so I feel like there was a lot of not so good communication at one time here, and I don't know. I still feel like this king wants to move ahead. We have the Six of Swords. You know what I feel like? I feel like two people broke up. And, it's almost like someone left the king, or the king left someone. Somebody left. Someone left what was a committed relationship, I feel. However, and listen, there may be, there may be time that has gone by. But nonetheless, this king is thinking about reaching out, making some type of communication with you, or you are the king. King has no clue whether it will work or not, whether it will be received, in the light or not. But the Ace of Wands is not going to stop me, right? And what I mean by that is the Ace of Wands gives me the I'm going to do it anyways type of thing. Like, I'm going to try anyways. The Ace of Wands talks about following your passion, your desire. There's not a whole lot of thought of, well, what if something doesn't work out? I'm not thinking that way. I'm just thinking about creating from this moment forward. So, I feel like this king knows who belongs on his wheel and who doesn't. And it may have taken him time, to reach the king's status, but here he is at the king's status, which tells me there had to be some type of growth. First of all, if I look at the King of Wands, he's got 3 new growths on his wand, but over here, look at all the new growths. And I feel like that's all, like opportunities. It's like a seed that I nurture, and as I nurture it, right, it grows and it produces. Okay, let's go right below. We have the 8 of Wands. Okay, well, that's fast moving action. What I think about, I bring about. I have a feeling this king has been thinking about this, maybe for a while. But I don't feel like I should have looked up what your yearly said around this time, and I apologize, I didn't. But I feel like where there was no movement, now there's movement. Now, I want to remind you, it's at the bottom of this spread, but still, it's movement. We have the 5 of Wands. First of all, this is like-minded energy, no doubt. I feel like in the 10 of Swords, and again, I feel like at a time, communication was not good. And I feel like it's saying there was a lot of ego, right? I feel like the king recognizes my own part in it, right? My ego and, the refusal, backing down. And then I feel like someone else, who's ever else, in this commitment with this king, their ego also got involved. And again, it's almost natural. How could it not with all these swords? Almost like I felt like I had to protect myself because communication was that difficult. We have the 8 of Cups. Under that Ace of Wands. And then we have the High Priestess. So I feel like if you are not the king, you probably feel this energy coming towards you. Maybe it already has come towards you. And listen, this can absolutely be the other way around too, right? This could talk about a commitment where it has just become too much. So someone does leave, no matter what. I feel like that happened. Someone leaves, right? The relationship is no more. Now, I'm not saying the love is no more. I'm saying the relationship is no more. So it feels like, time had gone by, and I feel like, The Eight of Cups talks about, we have two eights right here, and that is Leo's energy. The Eight of Cups is about the emotional house. It's more of a Cancer card, but it is your neighbor. It's the emotional turmoil that was in my life. It's, it's cleaning up my emotional house, picking those cups up, figuring them out, like, why did they happen and how did it get the whole way to the 10? So it's the realization of all that, but it's walking away from, it can be from the relationship, but it is certainly a clarity. I feel like if it's almost like doing the emotional work that is necessary to clear up or clean up all these past arguments, let's say. We have the Queen of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Can be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Justice underneath her. Wow. And then the Hermit. Card of Virgo. This king's looking right over at the queen, but the queen has her back to this king. She's got her head down, though. She's got her head down like there's sadness, within her heart. There's sadness. But nonetheless, this king, and that's probably why this king is worried about reaching out, right? Doesn't know how it'll be received. But listen, I don't feel the queen is happy. You know what I mean? If this is a relationship that was, can it come back together again and be all that maybe it was meant to be? The answer is yes. Now, I know that is not everyone. I had someone leave a comment saying, thanks for letting me know that my boyfriend is about to cheat on me. That is not how I do my readings. And I'm sorry to use you as an example, but I want everyone to know that. I don't do the readings predicting that someone is going to cheat. I just don't think my guides work that way. If anything, we would ward you off. You know what I mean? Anyway. So, okay. Let's bring in the Gilded Chariot. And let's start clarifying this. I feel like someone has grown. Someone has changed. I feel like someone has had real realizations. I definitely feel like someone has seen their part within the destruction, maybe, of, and I'm saying destruction, but, I don't have a tower here, but, a Ten of Swords makes me feel like that. But anyway, I feel like I've learned, I've seen myself, at least I've seen my part in it, from the 5 to the 10 to the 5. Has someone else seen their part? I don't know yet. But I know what this king wants to do. Look at that. I have the Strength card, and you know why I said look at that? First of all, it just stuck up, its head above the rest. But I saw it on the bottom of the deck. And I was going to show you, and I didn't. Well, I guess I was meant to. So this is the card of Leo. But this is about an inner strength, right? This is where someone learns to tame the beast within themselves, right? We're all responsible for taming our own beasts within ourselves. And we're all light and shadow, by the way, all of us, light and dark, however you want to say it. And it's about finding the balance. The balance. So, Strength card, it's an inner, again, it's an inner, I don't want to say a battle. Maybe it started as an inner battle, but there's definitely clarity to be found within this. This only makes you stronger. But when I say stronger, I don't mean bitter. I mean, when I say strong, I feel like strong is someone who's not afraid to show love and be loved and show tears or emotions and all of that, right? It's just a natural way that we are, and I feel like someone has come around to that. We have the Queen of Swords coming over that 10 of Swords. Wow. I kind of don't feel like this is going to be an easy task if I'm trying to get someone back here. She's got her sword up, and I know there's glare on it, I apologize, but she has her sword up. So I feel like she's a little bit in a defensive mode, and I feel like it's the same queen, right? Even though they're different signs, I feel like it's the same queen. So maybe when this queen, when she's home by herself or home late at night, where does her mind wander to? I feel like wanders to the king, and vice versa. Right? However, when this is, maybe this is what the king is thinking. So I think about her and she thinks about me. Well, he doesn't know that and she doesn't know that. Maybe potentially they do, like on a spiritual level or even like subconsciously, maybe they do. Like they both do miss each other. So, nonetheless, what I was saying is I feel like this queen, when she is all alone, this is when, this is when the tears come out. I don't feel like she's someone who would show other people that. But inside, I feel like that's how she feels. And I feel like either this, when this king does approach with his communication, again, could be her, at least I feel like the king is wondering, will she automatically jump into defensive mode? Now she may, but that doesn't mean that we can't talk this out. I guess it's going to be up to this queen if she's going to listen. All right, let's keep going. I just noticed all the doves around her sword. We have the Ace of Swords coming over now. Second Ace of Swords in the same line, by the way. Now coming over the Four of Wands, the marriage card, the commitment card. This is the yes card, at least for me, in the Chariot. I feel like someone's going to propose. Could be marriage. Could be just moving in together. I do feel like, let's say this does come together, I do feel like one would have to leave, and I'm saying have to, but would want to. Leave one, I feel like I'm leaving one territory to go to another. So maybe they're in two different territories, and I don't know why I'm using the word territory. We have, well, hello, King of Cups. So now we have the King of Cups matching the Queen of Cups. Again, I don't care what the sign is. Though, can be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But this king comes to the table with an open heart. The King of Cups is someone who values relationships, values a partner, having that person. it's almost like I had to sow my wild oats. Is that right? Is that the right saying? Not that that's right, but not that it's wrong. So I feel like maybe they did. So they did. But I feel maturity here now, right? Especially with the strength card, right? So I've learned to tame what normally would overtake. I've learned to tame, especially within communication, my words. I understand how my words were like daggers in your back. It is vice versa, but this is just one giving their view, right? Because it's almost like I have to let her know that it's safe, that this will be a safe space for her. So it's the perfect king to show up if you want this to come back together. We have the Hierophant card of Taurus, first of all. But, coming over this king who opened this whole reading, who's looking back at the queen, the Hierophant to me is talking about my belief system. If I'm the king and I want to talk to this queen, I'm telling her, like, it's almost like I found God, right? I found my religion. It doesn't have to be religion. I found myself. I've seen it all. I don't want to be that way. This is about a higher vibration. Boy, it feels like this king is the one who may be praying. But it doesn't matter who it is, and maybe it's both. But what I feel like it's saying, especially since prayer came out, that whoever is praying, your prayers are being answered. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to come in, be beautiful, nice and easy. No. Maybe it just gives you the opportunity to open the door to see where it will go. And then look at this. We have the Chariot. You're getting a lot of Cancer energy in your reading. I want to say that. There may be a lot of you that are on the cusp. Cusp is usually like, 3 days before, 3 days after the changing of the seasons. Don't have to be. What am I holding? The Chariot card of Cancer. So, but anyways, really what this is about is the balance. It's the balance that was needed to be found. I feel like the Chariot comes as a reward because I have done the work. The Strength card says that. I've had the realizations. I know, what went wrong and why it went wrong and my part in it. It's very clear this person understands that. But will it be received? The Chariot's telling me it will be. Now, again, doesn't mean there won't be work. Doesn't mean, you won't have to persuade. I shouldn't say persuade. Maybe this isn't about words. Maybe this is more about the action. The action. Like I've heard the words. Now I want to see the action. Well, here is the Ace of Wands right under the Commitment card. We have the Seven of Cups. Throws things a little in turmoil, perhaps, for this queen. What do I do? What do I do? I don't question the love. I just don't. I do feel like there is a lot that has happened. Maybe a lot has happened in between. But maybe that's just the way it was meant to be. Maybe I'm learning some real lessons if I allow myself. Somebody did allow themselves. Someone did do the work. They did. And, truth be told, I feel like even this queen, even though at night, maybe it is through her loneliness and her sadness where, okay, maybe I will give it a listen. Just a listen. and then allow someone to show you. Let them show you who they are. Let them show you if they've changed. Have you changed? Right? This is not about that, just about them. This is about both. Even if someone else is the one who hurt me, this is really talking about how the communication, I feel like, how it ended up going. A lot of ego. There, listen, this was probably passionate. Very passionate. And passionate, you take passionate. Remember, there's always the opposite. Well, I don't know. I feel like a lot of ego. I'm so passionate, but then I get angry and jealous and, the opposite. Anyway, what do I do? What do I do? This just throws a little confusion in the mix. It's coming right next to the moon. Funny. Again, the moon is the ruler of Cancer with a Cancer card over it. So I just realized that. What do I do? What do I do? First of all, I would say for these two people, if both of them haven't had that realization, no matter if one did something to hurt the other, I feel like things are forgivable here. But I feel like if both people don't realize how the communication was based out of ego, and in the Five of Wands, no one's going to back down. No one backs down. So it doesn't leave me much of a choice but to leave. Seven is about your spirituality and learning who you are spiritually on this earthly plane. If I was to look at this queen, even though there feels like there's sadness in her heart, and even though there's a sense of confusion, a sense of, I don't know what to do here, like, any other time, it didn't, no, I don't want to say it like this has been over and over and over again. I don't feel that. I don't feel like it's like a repeating pattern here. I feel like this is strictly about immaturity moving to maturity, understanding what was, both understanding their parts. So anyways, the Seven of Swords, she doesn't know whether to accept this or not, but the Ace of Wands is underneath it. And the wheel is right beside it. Look at this. Look at this. The wheel coming over the wheel. I just feel like two people were destined to be together. Doesn't mean that they will, right? Because maybe this queen says no. It's like my situation. Sam and I were together when we were teenagers, and something just, something happened. He said I loved you, and I couldn't say it back. But I did love him. It's because I grew up with like a mother who never said the words I love you, so I could not say them. I had to teach, it's like that's something I have worked on. Like with my children, I tell them, well, my daughter, I tell her all the time, I love you. But, when my children were growing up, all the time I'd say, I love you, every phone call. So what's my point? What's my point? I don't know. All I know is I feel like there's two people here who are on the wheel of destiny. We have the Three of Swords. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Can be Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. We have the Five of Cups. Okay, I'm not surprised, right? This is two people who are definitely missing each other. Could this speak of a past lifetime? Of course it could. That may be part of what you're here in this lifetime to learn, right? How quickly I go to my ego when certain words, certain actions come towards me. Now the ego is needed, right? But this is a different type. This is how do I want to say it? I don't know. Anyway, Five of Cups. Though I'm not sure what to do if I'm this queen, there is one thing I know, that I have missed you, my king. I have missed you. Now, here's the good news with the Five of Cups. Because remember, 5 talks about change, right? 5 of Cups talks about your focus. Focus is on the loss, the loss, the loss. The 5 of Cups asks you to change gracefully. Why? Because there are 2 cups that have not been discovered yet with this person, right? They have not turned around. Just like this queen, right? She has not turned around to look at the spread. Did we get the Queen of Cups anywhere else? No. So, we have, look at this, Judgment. This is your spiritual team. This is a call to attention. Things I feel like are starting to happen. And they're happening now. They're happening soon. This is about a rebirth. Can these people allow themselves to have the rebirth that is available within this relationship? Again, this lifetime or last lifetime. Listen, if it was a past lifetime, you're feeling it. You're feeling it. And it's affecting your present lifetime. It's affecting choices and all that. And maybe how I act. So that's why each and every one of us has to stop within the energy of the Strength card and learn to tame our own beasts that we all have. Again, it's not, it's so I don't become bitter. It's so I don't stop opportunities. You learn in that energy also. And then don't forget we have the Hermit. That, let's say that I say okay to this. And for whatever reason, it doesn't work out. Then leave. Yeah, I know, that sounds too easy. So anyways, this is about a rebirth. Coming right over the High Priestess and right over these wheels. When? Now. Yesterday? No. Today. The present moment. Where my signs come in the present moment. Don't look back there to find the signs for your future. Remember how you're creating. Earthly love, I don't want to say earthly love can hurt, but earthly people can hurt in the areas of love. But we can overcome it. We can. We have the 7 of Swords. And then we have the Hangman. So, 7 of Swords can speak of maybe some type of infidelity in the past. It doesn't have to be that. It can just be like energy that I don't trust, that I didn't trust. This 3 of Swords is connected to it. It's very clear why this king is worried about how his communication or her communication will be received. Because there's a lot to this, right? There's the pain. I know that because I can tell with the Queen. There's the energy of, feeling like I couldn't trust someone for whatever the reason was. So, I feel like the advice here, because the Queen of Pentacles, because the Chariot, first of all, tells me that I do feel like someone is willing, right? Someone's willing. However, they're willing to allow you, or you're willing to allow them to show who they are, how they've changed, right? You're not putting them, like, making them dance through hoops. You know what I mean? You just, maybe this is something you're just telling yourself, or they're telling themselves. I'm just going to, and I'm not expecting bad things, because if I expect bad things happen. If I expect good things happen. The Eight of Wands, what I think about, I bring about. If I don't forgive this past energy, or at least understand it, well, and forgive it, and also understand my own part in it, whatever that may be, then yes, things probably, I don't know. I don't think this queen would continue forward, even though I can feel that she's missing this person. I feel like the Queen of Pentacles with the Hangman is just saying, yes, but we're going to take it slow. Queen of Pentacles, remember, her specialty is to see the details. Those details that other people miss. Sometimes that can mean reading someone's heart that other people just, you know, sometimes you see someone and you think, like, man, they're an asshole. But that action is coming from a very broken place. And I feel like this queen is very good at seeing that, understanding that. Doesn't mean I'm in a rush. Okay, I just want to take a few more cards and kind of wrap this up, but see how it's wrapping up. You know, you have the Eight of Swords with the the Eight of Cups with the Five of Cups right above it. There's no doubt that there's a missing of certain energy. We have the Nine of Pentacles. You know, what have you been doing with your time? Well, while I've not been here, I have been working on my pentacles. Thank you very much. I am making something of myself. This is your creative energy. And this is building true success for oneself. Nine is about independence, right? So I've gained a sense of independence. And I think we all need that, even in relationships, right? And we need to have a sense of independence. It just means that I'm not codependent on someone else for my happiness, for my foundation, for my money, all that. So, that's what I've been up to. I feel like that's what the Queen says. That's what I've been up to. We have the Devil, card of Capricorn. Oh, first of all, we have the Two of Wands that came out with this Nine of Pentacles. So, you know, again, judgment is right here over the High Priestess, over your intuition, over your signs. Judgment is saying, in this present moment, I am sending signs. We are sending signs. Your spiritual team. Let's talk about that for a second, because remember, your spiritual team is always trying to help you, but has to also allow you to have free will, just the way it is. Angels. Angels have never walked the earth. So an angel, I don't know why I said so, but an angel, you need to call for their help. Call them in. Ask for their help if you feel like you do. I mean, why not? Right? But remember that. Like, they get involved when you ask them to get involved. Your spirit guides are always sending you signs. You know, your spirit guides are your GPS. And I feel like, who are our spirit guides? It's just a mix of a lot of people. And I feel like, you know, as it relates to love, there may be one guide who steps forward and says, okay, this is my specialty. As it relates to your pentacles, it may be your creativity. Another one steps forward. Well, this is my specialty. I'm going to help her or him here. Two of Wands. Now I'm starting to see the possibilities. You know, listen, I feel like both arrive at this, let's say, this state of strength and independence. I feel like both arrive there. Maybe in different venues, you know, different ways, but I feel like both have matured. Again, I keep thinking the year of the lovers. Wow, these readings this month are really showing that. Really showing that. I feel like the world is calling for soulmates to come together, for love to come together, for these, you know, the more realizations we have of these earthly energies that tend to keep us down and hold us down. We forget that we have this lifetime, right? This is a lifetime to create and experience, and it can't all be good, right? You learn more from what didn't work out than what did work out. I do feel like two people are coming to the table differently. Now, that doesn't mean this queen still is not going to raise her sword. I think she will raise her sword. And I think she will question it. But ultimately, I don't know why I'm holding on to this. I have the devil. And that is the card of Capricorn. It's funny, when I see the devil, I always think, this reminds me of the lovers, right? But the lovers more in their darker energy. You know, the devil can speak of temptations, you know, things that tempted me. I don't think this is about now. I think about maybe what was, right? So somewhere, something, I feel like that's what the Seven of Swords is also here, because it could have been a sense of like something that tempted me, but it was my beast. Like it was the beast within me. That's why the Strength card's coming out. It's the beast, you know, that was my beast to deal with. But I have. And the Queen says, have you really? And the King says, give me a chance. Give me a chance to show you. So I feel like the Queen does. The Queen says, okay. I feel like we are taking it slow. It's interesting. I thought this was the Two of Wands, but it's the Three of Wands. And I'm saying that because I see the ship right there. Some of you, this may take you to a different location. Or someone else to a different location. But nonetheless, I feel like, you know, this is a ship that's coming in. This is a choice on how I decide to look at life. This is using my optimistic lens. You're going to remember I have all kinds of lenses that I can use. This is the lens of all that can be. Remember before where it was like, I can't. Now we're saying I can. The Three of Wands, I feel like, you know, it's a 3. So I've stepped into it, right? But I'm not asking to look at the final picture yet. Like, I don't need to see the 10 to let me know whether this has a chance or not. But I do feel like I'm taking it slow. But as I take it slow, I feel like the passion will eventually kind of erupt. Again, I'm not 100. I feel like I'm speaking of two situations. I feel like I'm talking about past lives, and this may be some type of karma that's following. Like, I have to see myself, you know, like when someone raises their sword, do I automatically raise my sword? And is it good that I raise that sword, or should I walk away from that sword instead? You know, I'm looking at the Ace of Swords, and that sword is down. It's down. And it's coming over the Four of Wands. So, guys, I think I'm going to leave it there. But remember, prayer and self-respect. Instead of worrying, and that's exactly what I feel like this queen should do. Instead of worrying, she should pray about the situation to bring about real solution. I feel like whoever this is bringing in this communication, there are real solutions here. And then self-respect. I honor and love myself through my own healthful actions. Remember, healthful actions is also not allowing yourself to stay in a place of fear, being willing to walk through it and see what's on the other side of it. You know, you already know that you're going to be amazed. So, I'm going to leave it there. I love you guys. Truly, truly love you. So, I just want to thank you all for your time that you spent with me. It's so funny. I keep thinking I should do shorter videos, but then, you know, I don't. I don't think that's ever going to happen. I don't know. Anyways, I kind of love this reading, even though I could see, you know, that the past hasn't been all that. But I think your future can be all that. I feel like two people are arriving at this wheel at the right time. You know, when's the right time? At the right time. So, I love you. I thank you in every single way you support my channel. I do want to let you know, I don't know how much longer this year I'm going to do personal readings. I don't know. But I just want to let you know that because I am going to take a few months off from doing personal readings. And I'll continue with YouTube, but we'll see. We'll see, right? We'll see. We'll just follow the energy. So I love you guys. Remember too, we just had the Leo full moon in what, February. That's kind of like, to me, it's your go, right? And then, you know, we're moving into the energy of Aries, which is also the energy of go. So I don't feel like this is a time where you're sitting back doing nothing. Anyways, here I am still talking. I love you guys. I will see you next time at my table. Bye-bye.